Good morning. I got on here early. Good morning. Can I add? No, you probably don't want me to. I just got on here early because I see y'all are here. I don't normally like to get on early because of when people replay, but because then we end up being on live for 800 hours. So, but I see there's a lot of people on here, so I decided to come on early. How are y'all? Okay, Karen, listen, I was going to ask you for your phone number. Okay, as far as the logo, I'm talking to Karen. Let's see. I loved your 7 dancers thing. That was so cute, but I was wondering what would it look like if we had let me go to your email. Hang on. 7 of those pigs dancing. How cute would and they all have a different color tutu that was Christmassy. That's what I know you hate me. Hang on, let me find your email. Let me see where you're. Sorry, I got stuck on another email. How many emails do I have? But I was thinking instead of the gray, I can't remember if the pig was gray. Hang on, I'm trying to find your email where you sent me all those. There it is. Okay. This pig right here. But maybe she had seven different color tutus. Karen is trying to help me come up with some ideas on a shirt. But wouldn't that be cute if she had like 7 different? I don't know what to say. Anyway, that was my idea. I was thinking about after you said that. Yes, I saw Lester's new baby alpaca, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. It makes me want to drive to Texas and teach it to kiss. That's what it makes me want to do. Good morning, Christy. You're playing with your grandbabies this morning? Yeah, same pig with maybe different, but I don't know what it to say. 7 ladies were dancing, something like that, baby. I don't know. The Cog Hill coffee is delicious. I have some too. I got my hair cut. Did y'all notice? It's a little bit shorter. Good morning, Kayla. Not Kayla. Why did I just call you Kayla? Lauren. Greece, New York. I didn't even know Greece, New York existed. I've never heard of Greece, New York. Uh-oh, Tammy. I'm so sorry. Keep me posted. Tammy on here had breast cancer recently and had to have a double mastectomy, and she's had some complications. Trying to read through y'all's comments. My hair, yeah, it's shorter, but I like my hair longer, but it's fine. It's near Rochester. Okay, gotcha. I got in trouble from my hairdresser yesterday. She's like, Judy, you are singeing your hair with that curling iron. I'm like, it's not called a curling iron. It's called a preaching stick. So when I plug it in, you know how I there's different settings on here, and I was sticking it on high every time. And she's like, quit putting your preaching stick on high. It's like, okay, I'll put it. I'm like, sometimes those jokers need high. That's what I should start saying. Okay, we're going to preaching stick. Okay, this sucker is going on high. We gonna be low today. Just a little bit preaching. Like, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. But she said I singed all this hair right here. And I was like, oh, shoot. Good morning. You go by Tim, not Timothy, right? Is Timothy just when you're in trouble, or do you go by Timothy? I don't know. Karen Brackett. I don't think you got my message, but sometimes my notifications are out the wazoo and it's hard for me to keep up. So what happened was there's this message that came across my phone from you, and I started to read it, and then I don't know if my phone rang, someone pulled in the drive, I don't remember, but it's gone, and I never got to read it, and I can't find where you sent me a message, and it seemed like you said that you were message me back. It's not that I'm ignoring you, because I can't find the darn message. I don't know if it came through email, through Messenger, and it's just disappeared. And I'm like, where did the message go? And I've tried to search it, and your name doesn't pop up, and I don't know why. So message me back. Good morning, Walker. I couldn't decide if you were a real person or not. I think you are, because you comment a lot. I was talking to you, Karen, about the email. Oh, shoot. Oh, God, Becky, are you serious? Did you send me an email? If you send me messages and I don't respond, I still love you, and don't hate me. It's just my phone blows up, and sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle, and it's not on purpose. Did you send me a text message? Oh, Lord. Hang on. Let me see. Okay, you didn't send me a text message, because I'm the last one that responded. Good morning, Christopher and Julie. Hey, baby girl, Brianna. Becky. Look, I'm in green. I'm the last text message. So I didn't get it. Timothy. I need to hire a secretary. I do. Okay, let me say this before. I was going to say, let me say this before we go live, but we are live, but we're not live on Facebook. But the replay people will hear this, but Karen, I knew you were real. I was talking about what's his name? Hang on. Forgot his name already. He's got a cool name. Walker. I wasn't sure if a Walker was a real person. I know you are. Thank you, Joan. No, so a lot of people have reached out to me to be my moderator, and I'm very grateful that you've reached out to me to be moderator. I got not Haley. I got Kayla to help me with that for several reasons. First of all, just like the other people, Kayla's here all the time, but Kayla lives by me. And Kayla is also going to be helping me with field trips, helping me with cleaning. Like, she's going to be my right-hand man. And so I really decided to get someone that lives close to me because I need to have meetings because I'm a DA and don't know a lot about technology. And so Kayla does. And so Kayla and I will be able to meet at a local restaurant or something and her help me. And so that's why I chose Kayla. It's not that I'm playing favorites or anything like that. It's just that Kayla is local. Kayla's been here, and Kayla came and met me a couple of, I don't know, 6 months ago, and so I just needed someone local to help me so that me and her could sit down together because it's hard. It's hard to communicate through text. It's hard for me to communicate through email. Like ask um y'all, I'm terrible with names. Karen, ask Karen Fan how terrible I am with emails. She's like, Judy, I'm like, I like the pig. Judy, I sent you 15 pigs. Which pig do you like? like it's hard because I'm always busy. So sometimes it's hard for me to communicate through email or texting. And like, I'm kind of short answers because I'm in a hurry. And so, Easton's here. Oh, Easton. Look, you got fans, Easton. Everybody's telling you good morning. If y'all don't know who Easton is Monkey Butt. Okay. Easton is, I don't know how old Ethan's in 4th or 5th grade and is one of my followers. So everybody knows who Easton is because I tell them. So tell Easton good morning because he's on his way to school. And I don't know if he's on the school bus yet, but he's probably close to being on the school bus. So he is a Judy. He's got an Aunt Judy. And so tell Easton good morning. Okay. So anyway, I needed someone local to help me because I need to sit down with that person and go, help me. So Kayla is helping me. So if you reached out to me to be a moderator, if God blesses me and I get bigger, then I'm probably going to have more than one. But as of right now, I'm not that big. So thank you for all who reached out to help me. Y'all are so supportive of Easton. Oh, I got these earrings in the mail yesterday from one of my followers. And I sent her an email telling her thank you. But aren't they cute? They're little pigs. I thought they were cute. So thank you for sending me earrings. I love earrings. So thank you. I thought they were cute. I'm sorry. Y'all are talking too fast. Everybody's talking to Easton. You know what I think is cool about Easton? Do you not think it's cool that my followers knew your name without me saying your name on this live? That's kind of the followers I have. They have good memories, unlike your Aunt Judy, and they remembered your name without me saying your name. That was Karen that remembered your name. Oh, Heidi, thank you. Heidi, I should come to you since you're in New York. Hey, y'all, you want to see what Kayla taught me? You want to see my first lesson with Kayla? Hang on. Kayla, I hope I do this right. You're like, what are you talking about, Judy? But let me show you what Kayla taught me. All right, hang on. Kayla, are you trying to figure out what I'm talking about? Okay, let's see if I can do it. Okay, hang on. Oh, wait. Hang on. Hang on, I got to remember how to do it. I do this. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. I don't know how to get the see? Okay, hang on. Cancel. Mm-mm. Oh, wait. That might be it. Oh. I was trying to get the one I wanted, but hang on. Y'all just bear with me just a minute. We hadn't started this yet, so. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Is that so cool?
Look at Remy. I got her that little thing.
You see the fishies?
Isn't that cool? I can do a video now. I'm uptown. So Kayla taught me how to do this. But now I don't know how to get it off, Kayla. Oh, it went off by itself. So Kayla taught me, Kayla, I do not know how to send a video and do it immediately though. So maybe today you can show me how to do that. Maybe I have to save it. Oh, you took it off for me. Thank you. So Kayla taught me how to, like, when I'm trying to explain something and I can do a video. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate you. I'm going to come to New York and maybe I can meet you one day. So she taught me how to put videos, but she said that we can't do pictures. That's the only bad thing, but I think it's not me. It's the program that won't let you just do pictures. It'll only let you do videos. Thank you, Heidi, so much. I appreciate you. That helps my farm. Anyway, I got to learn how to save the video. But Kayla's like really smart when it comes to technology, and I'm a meemaw. Okay, it's been a minute. Like I always just new to my generation. Like we're like on the phone with our kids going, I have a question. How do you do this? How do I get my airdrop? And my kids are like, oh my God, Mom. But my generation doesn't, we're learning. We're not too old where we don't want to not learn, but we're still too old not to know how to do it. And Kayla's younger than me. So are we getting close to, we got a few minutes. Becky, we should all get together and have a Kayla meeting. Maybe one day we'll go live and let Kayla talk and she can teach us how to do technology. Because I'm telling you, if you're 50 and older, we're all in left field. I think. Maybe not all of us, but majority of us are like, I don't know how to do this. See you later, Timothy. Hey, you're on Facebook messaging. How are you doing that? I thought Facebook didn't go live until, oh, Karen is too. I'm not old. I'm a meemaw generation too. Oh, I forgot I'm live. I'm a dodo. I thought I wasn't live. I forgot I hit live. Sorry. I forgot I was live on. See? You're educated, Timothy. I would go get a baby pig for y'all, but when I hold them, they squeal and then they poop. When Zoe went to the school, I don't know if y'all watched Chestnut Hills Farm, but when she went to the school and she was holding that pig and it was so calm, I'm like, how does she do that? How's her pig not screaming bloody murder? Because I've got my pigs pretty tame and they scream bloody murder when I pick them up. Like, they do not like life. when I pick them up. Oh, Kayla, I got a message from StreamYard. You know, we changed my password on Facebook. Well, it was going to discontinue me um on face. It was going to discontinue Facebook on StreamYard until I updated my password. So I don't know if it's going to make you do that or not. My dad. Well, I'll wait. I'll tell you in a minute. The person that's supposed to get these pigs, y'all, I've had a nightmare with these pigs. Like, this is the third time that someone's paid for the pigs and has not come to get them. And I'm like, this is stressing me out. This is stressing me out. But the person that's getting the pigs this time just moved into a farm area, and I haven't heard from her since the 18th. So I have no idea. But my pigs are getting so big that it's hard because I've got the pigs where they're on this routine. They're not out there with Shishi yet. And so I let them out of the dog cage because they sleep in a dog cage in my garage. And they're almost getting too big for that. And I let them out in the morning and they go try to steal the cat food. And then they run to their cage and they sit there until they're ready for me to pick them up to get their morning food. And so we're in this routine, but they're almost getting too big for all this. And I really kind of want to go introduce them to Shishi again, but I'm so scared that Shishi and Freddie will hurt them. So I can't decide what to do yet. Yeah, every day these pigs are getting closer and closer. I've got them so trained. It is not like when I take them out of the pen, they run straight to the garage and go get in their bed. I mean, like I've got them so trained, and it's like the older they get, the harder it is. And like, y'all, there's no way I can keep two female pigs. Like, they would have to be locked up in a pen. And I don't want that life for them. I want them to be able to run around and free range and have a big area. And I would have to keep them locked up because boyfriend would breed them. And I can't decide what to do about boyfriend because there is a big risk. We have 2 minutes left. There's a big risk that boyfriend could die during surgery. And that gives me like the EBGBs, right? Because I'm like, what if boyfriend died because I tried to fix him? So I'm just stressed out. And I love having baby pigs. I have loved every second. Spaying a female pig is like very difficult. And I don't know. I probably need to call my vet and have a conversation with them. But the person that's getting my pigs, like, I know she's getting them. I just don't know why she's not getting them now. But I'm in a pickle. Like, I am in a pickle. We have 1 minute, guys. And then we're going to start talking. Okay, I'm going to plug the curling iron in, and I am not putting it on high. I feel like I don't even need to curl my hair today. It's still got some curl in it. Okay, Judy. That's high. I don't even know if, okay, I'm going to put it on 2. So we're going to preach today soft. But when the heat's fixing to get hot in here, I'm going to turn this joker up and go to preaching. Because I do have some uncomfortable things to talk about today. It's time to put my watch on. Thank you, Christy, for a cute watch band. You followers love me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Renee. Where's my little boy? Is he already at school, Renee? I don't know why I'm having a brain. I can't even think of his name for some reason. The Netherlands, Germany. All right. First things first. Yes, I got my hair cut yesterday because it was a total train wreck. And I got it cut off kind of short for me. Okay. Today's topic I've talked about before, but I've never talked about it in depth. And I'm going to today. But before we get into, I'm taking my glasses off, so Kayla is in charge. So if you start asking questions, Kayla probably knows the answer, so she'll be answering because I can't see with no glasses on. Okay, so my dad. Let's talk about that first. I guess I'm going to kind of paint the picture for y'all, and I'm going to lead up to what I'm talking about. But I think it was day before yesterday. Yeah, it was Monday. Monday, y'all saw he went with me to the alpaca farm, which was huge that he did that. I don't know if my hair is going to curl on this low, but we're going to see. So he went with me. Well, we left here about 10 o'clock. We went to eat breakfast. That's his favorite thing to do is go eat breakfast. So we went and ate breakfast. That is not my favorite thing to do, but I do it. I force myself to eat breakfast. I would rather have a bowl of cereal, but I go with him because that's what he likes. So we went and ate breakfast, and then we drove an hour to the alpaca farm, my dad and I. We stayed there. We didn't get home till like 2:30. I go through these periods. What curled? I go through these periods of fighting fatigue. I always have. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with my depression because in the past, I've thought there was something wrong, like my thyroid or something like that. And I've had multiple testing and there ain't a darn thing wrong with me. And so it always links back to like depression or stress or stuff like that. So I'm going through fighting fatigue right now. So we got home from, wait, I was supposed to be curling it this way. We got, oh, shoot. I don't know how to curl this short hair. We got home from the alpaca farm and I needed to lay down a minute. Like my fatigue is so bad right now. It is not even funny. So I was like, I need a minute. And usually if I lay down for like 15 minutes and just close my eyes, this is not cute. Usually I'm okay. Like I can get through the day and I'm okay. And so I was laying down and my dad kept going in and out the door, like in and out the garage door, which he goes outside to inside, outside. And I was like, and every time he would come inside, the dogs would go ballistic. And I'm like, I am literally trying to have 15 minutes of quietness to close my eyes to get like rest. And he's going in and out of the door. Like, what is he doing? So finally, like the 8th time, I was like, Judy, just get up. So I got up and I said, what are you doing? Why are you going in and out of the house? And he says, because there's someone in the driveway. And I said, okay, let me back up a minute. Sunday, this happened. I was inside, he was outside, and he starts texting me, someone's in the driveway. Often people pull in my driveway because they don't understand that they have to book a tour. They think they just, like, this is the zoo, and they just drive in and go into my farm. Well, Sunday, he texts me, someone's in the driveway, and I'm like, why is he texting? But I go out there, and someone is in my farm. All the way in my farm. And I'm like, what are they? Like, who is this? And of course, I'm like, are they stealing Leroy? Like, what is going on? So I go out there and I'm throwing my hands up, like, why are you in my farm? Like, I'm kind of frustrated, right? I'm frustrated because outside my house, it says book a tour with my phone number. So I go out there and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are y'all doing? And they didn't speak English that well. And I began to tell them, you can't go into my farm without me. Like you have to book a tour. So then I showed him the website. So when my dad, fast forward, when my dad is going in and out of the house, I stopped him and I said, why are you going in and out of the house 100 times? And he said, because there's a car in the driveway. And I'm like, oh God, who's in my farm? So again, I go into panic, right? Because I'm like, is someone here to steal Leroy? Like, what the heck? So he begins to tell me that there was a gray van at the top of my driveway, and they jumped out of the van and went into the woods. And I am like, I'm immediately calling Shane, going, do you want me to call the police? Like, what the heck? What do I do? You know, so Shane was like, well, go see who it is. And I'm like, I'm going to get murdered. Like, what the heck? I'm scared. And so I went, because Shane's at work, I went and got my neighbor, because my neighbor stays home. So he's got my back. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. So I ran to my neighbor's house and I was like, hey, my dad said there's, somebody in the woods. Will you come out here with me? So me and him went into the woods. We don't see a soul. My dad goes inside. So my neighbor and I walk the wood line and there's no one out there. We don't see anybody. So I said, I'm fine. Just going home and just keep your eye. I'll let you know if I need you. So he goes inside. And so I'm going to say 15 minutes later, my dad, like, this is the door. My dad's sticking his head out the door. He goes, hey. And I was like, what? He goes, I think those people that were in the driveway was the Prime people. And I was like, what? And he was like, they're the Prime people because they put a package on the front door. And I said, you said they jumped out of the van and went into the woods. I thought they were running into the woods, but they were probably running to the front porch. I'm like, Joker, oh my gosh, I had gone into panic mode. I'm running to my neighbor's house. My neighbor has his gun out. I'm like, we're searching through the woods for people, and you're telling me that no one went into the woods? Y'all, that's what my life is like these days, okay? And I feel like I'm going to go crazy. It is difficult. I don't know if you have your parents living with you and if you know what I'm going through, but I am on the struggle bus because this is every day, all day long. And so anyway, so I'm dealing with that. I'm leading up to something. So I told you guys that I talk about addiction a lot. Okay. I talk about addiction a lot because I deal with it. I'm the family member that's sitting on the sidelines, sober as crap, watching this train wreck happen, right? And so I have been dealing with it pretty much. The addiction, and I can say his name out loud, and y'all might find this like, oh, I cannot believe she's saying the name or the person out loud. I can because how do I put this? They'll never watch this, and they're so far gone that it doesn't even matter. It's my brother, okay? My youngest brother. Okay, so my oldest brother is the one who went live with me. Me and my oldest brother are very close. We're basically the only family that's left. My dad that lives with me is my stepdad. It's not my real dad's passed away. My mom's passed away. My grandparents, my aunts, my aunt, like most of my family. I have a few aunts that are still alive, but most of our family has passed away. Okay, so we have some severe PTSD when it comes to death and feeling left alone. And I told you I feel homeless and all that crap is because we lost our family at a young age. So I get a phone call yesterday from my oldest brother, and he said, sit down. Okay, I'm going to paint this picture for you. Okay. My youngest brother's addiction started at a young age. I can remember my mother coming into, no, she called me on the phone and she goes, I want you to go through Bobby's bedroom and look for anything, like look for cigarettes, look for drugs. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I can remember I was probably 15 years old and I'm searching his bedroom because, I'm a mean sister and I'm like, I'm going to find those cigarettes. I am like, Mom, put me in charge. And my brother is 5 years younger than me. So I'm 52. So he's 40 something. Well, I can't do math. Anyway, so I'm going to say he was probably 11 years old. So that's when we found drugs. Okay. So he was a very young kid. My brother has been an addict my whole life. Okay. But I'm going to paint the picture for him. You know how there's addiction that you can't see sometimes, like they're not like laid out on the street. They go to work every single day. They're entrepreneurs, but they live in the closet with their addiction because they don't want to talk about it. Because not that my brother was embarrassed. If my brother sat right here, he would tell you, hey, I'm on meth. Like he is not in the closet with it. He's very open about his addiction, always has been. Yeah, I'm addicted to opiates, but he was always addicted to opiates. And he ran a successful business. I don't know what my brother was worth as far as money, but if I had to guess, my brother, well, I know he was. My brother was a millionaire. Okay, my brother was very successful. And my dad owned a business, and when my dad passed away, my brother inherited the business because my brother was a business partner with my dad. And my brother can sell ice to an Eskimo. Like he is so smart. Out of all three of his kids, he is like so smart, very business oriented, but he always struggled with pain pills. But like, even though he struggled with pain pills, like he wasn't like strung out on drugs. Like, I mean, he was, but like, if you met him in person, you have no idea because he's not like, eyes rolled back in his head, sitting on the side of the road, homeless, right? Like he's not like that. He goes to work every day. He runs a successful business and he is a good person. Okay. It took a turn, and this is a really sad story, so y'all bear with me. It took a turn, I'm going to say about 7 years ago. When Shane and I got married, Shane and I lived at the beach. So I lived by my brother. And I often would go to his store. I'm scared to roll this now because I'm scared I'm going to singe it. But I would go to the store and we would have fun, my brother and I, because like my brother would find something for me and him to sell. Like before these cups got really, really big, we sold cups and we would monogram them, and I sold them like wildfire. Like I had a big following with the cups. It was Kodiak cups. And I had a big following. I was doing fundraisers with schools with the cups. It's just like something my brother and I would do together. Well, I noticed like when I would have a shipment like needed shipped to me, he was like delayed to sending them. And I noticed that there was like something going on like with my brother. I just thought he was too busy. Like I was like, he is so busy because he sells mattresses and he sells bed sheets and all this stuff. And I was like, he's so busy. He ain't got time to deal with me. Well, then all of a sudden, my brother got bed bugs. Okay. And do y'all see those balloons? I don't know. Anyway, he got bed bugs, supposedly. Like this is not a true. This is his thought process. My brother had bed bugs. Okay. And he goes into panic mode because he owns a mattress store. And his bed bugs are at his house. Okay. He's done called in an exterminator. He's done closed his store. Like, he is like flipping his lid. Well, all of a sudden, and we believe him at this point, right? We're like, oh my God, that's awful. He moved his entire family out of his house into a condo to have his whole house gutted because there were bed bugs everywhere. Okay. We believe him because that can happen, right? So we're believing him. We're not realizing there's a problem. Then, when I realized it was a problem, I went to his store one day talking to him about the bed bugs, and he begins to lift up his shirt and pull his pants down a little bit. And he was like, look. And I was like, what? And he had, it almost looked like scratches. And I was like, what? And he was like, they're inside my body now, Judy. And I was like, what is? And he was like, the bed bugs. I'm like, are you? And at this point, I'm like, are you serious? So my brother began to start going to the doctors because he had bugs inside his body. Okay. At this point, we still kind of believe him, right? Because my brother is normal, right? My brother's not crazy, you know. So we believe him at this point. And so then it was like he would go to the doctors, and the doctors were like, you don't have bugs in your body. Like, what is this? You don't have bugs in your body. Like, it's fine. Calm down. And so he still at this point is not moved his family back into his house. Like, his family's living in this condo. And to make a long story short, when I started going, I went to a store one day, and my brother had burnt his body. He was singed, his whole body. And I was like, I thought he was sunburned. I was like, what in the world? He was like, Judy. He was like, I got kerosene, and when I was burning my body, bugs were coming out of my stomach. And I'm like, what the hell? Excuse my French. What the? And I'm like, what in the world? And at this point, I'm like, something is not right. Like, something like, and I get out of, I'm bawling. I'm bawling at this point. I get away from my brother, and I call in my other brother. I'm like, dude, he has set his body on fire, and he's telling me bugs are coming out of his stomach. And he was like, what? And I'm like, something ain't right. And it just progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse. That was 7 years ago when that happened. I have watched my brother be successful, own a business, have a beautiful family, to yesterday, my brother lost everything he has. He's lost his house. He's lost his family. He's lost his business. And my brother is basically fixing to be homeless and have nothing. And this has happened over the past 7 years. And it is horrible. The last time I laid eyes on my brother was 6 or 7 years ago. And that's when the bugs were in his body. And I saw him at our Thanksgiving. My family my stepmom and my stepbrothers. I was raised with them, so they're my brothers. We were all together for Thanksgiving 6 or 7 years ago. And that's when we were all kind of like, Bobby has bugs in his body? Like, what the heck? You know, like, we were kind of confused, but we still kind of believed him. And it's progressively gotten worse and worse and worse. And it has been horrible to sit and watch. It's almost like the stories that have happened, like I'm just going to tell you because I'm telling you this because I don't know if you're experiencing what I'm experiencing. And it's hard to talk about. It's embarrassing, it's hard, but I tell you all this because I don't know if you're that person who's got a family member that's doing the same thing, because I'm going to tell you what happens. Meth, they all do the same thing. They all are paranoid. They all think bugs are in their body. They think everyone's after them. They're all the same. So if you have a family member that thinks there's bugs in their house or bugs in their body or bing, ding, 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 I'm talking to you. Okay. So it's so bad that a couple of years ago, there's a hospital beside his business, and often air life, whatever, the hospital aircraft goes over his building because they're going to the hospital, right? Well, he's convinced that they're watching him. They are watching him. So you know what he does? He gets in his truck and he's following the helicopter all the way to the hospital, jumps the curbs, goes into the hospital, busts through everything, and is screaming and hollering at the helicopter driver. And the helicopter driver's like, what the heck is he doing? Because my brother was convinced that he was trying to follow him. If he pulls up to a red light, everybody around him in the cars, and my brother is armed and dangerous. There is cars all around him, and he's convinced that those people are in his radio and listening to him talk. And my brother will get out of the car and start cussing people out because he thinks they're listening into his radio. He thinks that I stole mattresses from him and sold them to the Walmart in Coleman. It's terrible. It's terrible. Okay. I tell you this because none of his family follow me. They'll never watch this video. And if they do, well, you're hearing my side of the story. And for a sister, to watch him lose everything, and the hardest part about all of this is he believes every bit of this. You cannot convince him that none of this is happening. Like, you can't. He believes every bit of this. And to lose your family, and you only have your brothers left, and then your other brother is like this. Greg and I are straight up depressed. And so on top of that, I have my dad telling me that people are out, in the driveway, and that people are jumping into the woods. And I'm fixing to take him back and forth to Birmingham, which is an hour and 15 minutes there, an hour and 15 minutes back, to do radiation therapy. Needless to say, I'm a little stressed right now. I'm a little bit under the weather. And so over the past couple of weeks, I have been laying in the bed at night, and my heart is let's see, how do I put it? It's fluttering. And so I was telling Shane, I said, Shane, my heart's fluttering, and it almost feels like I can't catch my breath. And he's like, Judy, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. So yesterday I went to the doctor, and let me just tell you this too. Sometimes when I'm going to speak for myself. Sometimes when I'm under an enormous amount of pressure and I'm trying to keep it all together, I start getting sick. And I'm pretty sure you can relate to me, because when it gets to be a little too much, you find your body starting to break down. So I went to the doctor yesterday and I said, listen, I started this new medication because I'm having chronic ear infections. And I said, I started Singulair. And I said, people are telling me that it's a drug from Hades. And I said, I don't know if this is a side effect from the Singulair or if I'm just under too much stress or if I'm having heart trouble. So I figured the best thing for me to do is to come get checked out because oftentimes I talk about balance, right? So my life is all out of balance right now. So how do I get it back into balance? So I'm starting by making sure there's nothing physically wrong with me before I just, ignore this and think it's stress. So yesterday I went to the doctor and told them everything. And so they did an EKG on me yesterday and listened to my heart. And they were like, I don't see anything wrong. But she said, we're going to go do an ultrasound of your heart just to make sure. My grandfather died of a heart attack in his late 50s or early 60s or something like that. So we're just going to double check to make sure there's nothing wrong with you. So I got that scheduled. I didn't have it yesterday. So they're supposed to call me with the schedule. So next step to try to work on balance because my life is all out of whack, right? And you know what? Every one of you can relate to me. You've got a family member that's psycho. You've got parents you're trying to take care of. Or you got a small child you're trying to take care of. And you're like, I'm about to go crazy. Like I'm just trying to keep my head above water and I am just trying to be okay. I'm just trying to be okay. So I'm trying to work on this because I talk about being balanced often. So I'm about like I'm almost like this right now. I almost feel like this right now. So I said, okay, so what am I going to do today? So I called this morning. I text my counselor and I said, I need an appointment today if you have any cancellations. God opened the door and I have an appointment at 1:30 today. So I'm doing counseling today at 1:30 to go. I'm having heart palpitations. Like I am not handling this very well at all. Like I think that I am. Like in my brain, I'm like, I'm handling this pretty good. Like I am still rocking and I'm doing pretty good, but I'm really not because I'm compressing this all down and it's causing me physical problems. But in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm pretty good, my dad has cancer. I'm fixing to be traveling. Like I think that I'm doing pretty good keeping it together. But my physical body is starting to get affected because instead of me dealing with it, I'm compressing it. I'm just like going, okay, well, it sucks, but I'm all right. I don't know if you compress like when there's stress and you're compressing and you're just not really dealing with it. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. As long as I don't just stay in the bed all day, I'm good. Like I'm good, but I'm not good. I'm not good at all. So I have an appointment with her today and at 1:30 because I feel like it's something that I need to deal with because if this truly is anxiety or something like that, then I might need to take something to get me through this. But see, I'm not a medicine taker. Like, I'm like, no, I ain't taking no pill. Just tell me how, let's just talk through it. Like, I'm not taking a pill. Like, I'm not doing it. But anyway, so like my life is out of balance. And yesterday, let me show you what I did yesterday. Also, I'm teaching you what I do to take care of myself. So I went to the medical doctor to make sure there's nothing medically wrong. I'll call my counselor to talk to her. I'm also calling my psychiatrist in case she does want to add something else because I don't need to shut the door to something to help me right now because there is a lot going on. I also went to the Christian bookstore and bought me this Gary Chapman, The Love Language book. It's it's devotions, because I thought I need to spend a little bit more quiet time with myself, and I need to work on me. So I also, at the Christian bookstore, this lady, I do not know why. I think she lives in Coleman, but I'm not 100% sure. Um her name keeps popping up on my page. So I finally went, dude, who is this? So I guess I'm supposed to follow her because she keeps popping up on my page. But she is a book writer. She is a book writer for children's books. So she has written this book called There Is an Elephant on My Chest. I've never met this author, but I have talked to her over Messenger. And I said, I have a lot of kids that come to my farm that I'm gonna cry, that probably have elephants on their chest. Because growing up, my mother was sick. I told y'all that. In and out of the hospital, grandparents had to come keep me. And I felt like I had an elephant on my chest. And I didn't know how to describe what I was feeling, right? So I got this book. And yes, I mean, it's so silly that I don't get an adult book, I get a children's book. But I went and got this book yesterday. And I said, I'm going to read this. And one day I'll read it to y'all. But it's about kids that feel like they have anxiety and how to deal with it. And she talks about like talking to your counselor or talking to your principal or talking to your parents about this elephant that feels like it's on your chest. So it meant a lot to me reading it yesterday. So she also has written a 31-day devotional that goes along with this. So I decided to buy it myself because at this point, sometimes, I don't know if you can relate to me, but sometimes I need to stoop down to a kid's level for understanding. Like sometimes, like if I was right now, I'm in total stress, I am in total, like my life feels chaotic. If I was to just pull the Bible out and start reading, I'm like, this makes no sense to me. Like, why am I even reading this? This like these and thous and all the ESV. Like I cannot understand right now because my brain is so confused right now. Like none of this that I'm reading even makes sense. So when I go onto a children's level and read the children's part of a Bible, it's like my brain understands. Because it's like I'm getting on a different level for understanding. So I am going to start this today because, often I talk about, I'm not even getting ready. Often I talk about dancing, right? I talk about like how are we going to dance? Like, how am I going to sit this out? Like right now with my dad and my brother, and I there's other stuff too that I can't talk about. Okay, there's a lot. So I feel like I want to sit it out. I feel like I'm like it's just too much. Like today I have a field trip and I'm like, how in the hello could Jesus am I going to do a field trip today when my brain is like this? It's like, how do I put a smile on my face and pretend like there is absolutely nothing wrong with me? Well, if you work, you do this often. You have to put on this face and go to work, right? Because you can't sit and go, I can't go to work today. I'm too stressed out because you're going to lose your job, right? Me too. So when I talk about sitting it out or dance, how I handle it is I can't save my brother. My brother has totally fried his brain. And I've actually talked to my psychiatrist. I was like, if he gets sober today, would he go back to normal? He has done meth for 7 years. He is totally a schizophrenic. He I will probably never have a relationship with my brother again. My brother is gone. My brother has totally fried his brain, and my brother is dead, but his body is alive. And grieving someone that is not dead, but they're dead, is difficult because you physically, well, I don't physically see him, but I might see pictures or listening to my other brother talk, because my other brother is in communication with them, but I stole his mattresses, so he hates me. So anyway, how I choose to dance is, Judy, don't cry. Put on your makeup. Today, of all days, I have people like me coming to the farm for field trip. People that fight depression, people that have mental disorders, just like me. They're no different from me. And they're probably going to be surprised today when they come here and realize that they're no different than me. I do too. And so when I read this book last night about an elephant on the chest, I was able to relate to this book. So today, how I'm going to choose to dance is, first of all, recognizing that what I'm feeling is true. Like what I'm feeling, I need to validate, because it is painful, to leave with my dad. Oh my God. So stressful. So stressful. And dealing with the fact, the holidays are coming up, it's just me and Greg. That's it. It's difficult. And I told you that I already struggle. So the way I'm going to dance is, I can't fix my brother. I can't. I can't fix you. I don't have all the answers. I can't tell you how to fix whatever you're going through with your family. Maybe you can relate to me and have a family member just like mine. I can't. There's no way to fix it. All you can fix. I need to put this joker on high. Who can you fix? Yourself, and how you deal with it. And I might not be able to bring my brother back. I might not be able to, no matter what I say, I can go to other people and go, let me tell you my story about say I go to an addict, okay? I'm sitting here going, oh, listen, you don't understand. You don't need to be on meth, because if you're on meth, let me tell you my testimony about my brother. And they're like, in it one ear, out the other. I don't understand addiction. I'm sitting here trying to talk to other people and go, no, you don't need to do that, because my brother literally just lost everything that he has. Do you honestly think the person that's doing that doesn't already know that? They can't help it. They're in addiction. They can't stop it. They can't. And I can't fix it. But what I can fix is myself. And the testimony that I can tell is my own. I can talk about my own recovery, and I can talk about how I deal with the things that I deal with. And I do that in hopes to help you. And I feel like I have an elephant on my chest. I do. And the only way, if I can't fix my brother, all I can think in my head is, sometimes this may seem crazy. I can't get ready and talk at the same time because my daggum eyes are watering. And I've got a field trip, so I need to chalk it up. Okay. I often, when I get like this, I have to pull up YouTube and watch Sneed's Farmhouse. Okay? Because sometimes I don't see what you see. Because I do the field trips every day. I go into the schools all the time. I sometimes lose my blessings because I do it so much that I sometimes have a hard time seeing what you see. And when you send me messages and you're like, oh my God, Judy, you're such a blessing. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, what? It ain't me. And so I have to go watch my own videos and go, okay, I can't fix Bobby, but maybe I can help somebody else's kid by dancing, by being, by having them here and getting in the moment and showing them that they have an Aunt Judy. Like maybe I don't know if I can make a difference, but Easton gets on here and he's already gone, but Easton gets on here every single morning. Do you know what a difference we make in his life by just making him feel accepted? He's in 4th and 5th grade. And you guys are dancing, going, good morning, Easton. I hope you have a great day. Do you know how that builds his confidence? Think for just a minute. A 4th and 5th grader. I don't even know how old they are at that moment. But you guys dancing, telling him, good morning, Easton. I'm so glad you're here. He's like, how do these people know? Like, these people know my name. Oh, my God. And he's going to keep showing up. He's going to keep showing up. You know why? Because you guys are dancing and you're showing up and you're making him feel welcome. Same thing with me when people come to my farm. I watch my videos because I start trying to notice, like not always do I get to see kids' expressions. So often I'll just go, okay, I'm having a bad day. Let me go to Sneeze Farmhouse page and let me watch my videos and let me just notice what's going on. Because I'm recording and I don't always notice what's going on. But when I go back and watch and go, look at that girl's expression. Look at that girl screaming for her mom to watch her. Mom, look at me. Look at me, Mom. I'm petting this pig. I begin to start noticing the good in the video. And it brings me to mindfulness and I can go, okay, it feels sad that I'll never be able to fix my brother. My brother will never be normal again. He's totally fried his brains. But the kids that come here, like often when there's people in front of me, there's a whole school in front of me. I know there's a couple of kids out there that are going to experience drugs. I know that. And I know there are a couple of kids out there that are going to fight addiction. It's just the nature of the beast. And I just look out there and I'm like, okay, I can't fix my own family. I can't. But maybe just showing up and giving someone love and giving someone care, maybe we can make a difference in Easton's life. Maybe Easton's going to be that kid. We don't know. We have no idea. But showing up and making a difference and dancing in Easton's life, you have no idea the impact we're making on that kid. Right? And it's not that when people say, I don't know, like I said about Judy, you do such a good thing and all this stuff. No, Judy's dying. Judy is like, I just like today. I'm like, I just can't do it today. I can't. Yes, you can. And I'm like, yes, Judy, you can. I just want to lay in the bed all day long and go, I've lost my brother. My dad is sick. My dad is, has cancer. Oh my God, I've got to drive 6 weeks every single day. Oh my gosh, how do I do all this? That's Judy. When you're saying, Judy, you're doing such a good job, you have no, Judy wants to lay in the bed. What you see is God dancing in me. It's God showing up. I'm not strong enough. Sorry, I'm crying. I'm not strong enough. I go through the same things that you're going through. I go through it. The difference in me and the things that I do is because I've learned where to pull my strength. It doesn't mean that I don't hurt. It doesn't mean that I'm different from you. We're just alike. You have the same strength that I have. I'm a human being. You're a human being. You're going through crap with your family. So am I. I'm not that strong. I'm not, but I've learned to dance. I've learned not to sit it out. I've learned to go, okay, Judy, it hurts. It hurts so bad that your brother is gone. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad to know that I could lose my dad to cancer. It hurts so bad. But when I sit it out and wallow in my sorrows, is the moment that I just keep going. But when I go, you know what? I'm going to talk about it today. I'm going to talk about what I'm going through today, because what I'm going through is terrible. It is terrible. It's like, you think, oh, this doesn't happen in my family. Like, this is something that you see on daggum TV, people chasing the darn helicopters because they think they're paranoid. Like, this is like something on the Lifetime show that doesn't happen to real people. No, it's happening to me. It's happening to Aunt Judy. It's here. It ain't going nowhere, right? It's been happening for a while, and I've told you about it, but I haven't told you how bad it is. I'm just like you. I'm no different. I'm no different at all. It's just that I've learned through building my life, like, what I have to do to take care of myself. And taking care of myself is helping other people. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense or not. But fixing my own addictions, fixing my own life, and instead of trying to fix everyone else's life, talking about my own struggles and how I deal with things is how it helps me to stay like this. It helps me to go, okay. I called my oldest brother yesterday and I was like, tell me the emotions you feel. Like, what do you feel? Because I was like, am I alone? Like, because I was like, what do you feel? And he was like, well, yesterday, Judy, I was so depressed. I could not even walk around. My oldest brother has 6 kids that still live at home. So, like, it's hard for him to sit it out too and just sit on the sidelines and go, I need a day in the bed. Like, you kids are going to have to go take care of yourself. But today, your dad needs a day in the bed. Like, we can't do that, right? He's got young kids. And so, he was like, yesterday I was depressed all day. Today I feel mad at him. Like, I want to just go yank his butt up and spank him. Like, I'm so mad at him for doing that to his family, for doing that to himself, to do it. Like, I'm so mad at him. And I was like, yeah, me too. And it's like, I talked about grieving someone that's still alive. Like, when you get a divorce and you're grieving the death, but you still have to see that person because you have to drop your kids off every other weekend. And you're like, I'm sitting here grieving and I got to face him every other weekend for the rest of my life. Knowing that he cheated on me and he's with her. And I have to go every Friday. I have to drop these kids off knowing that he's going with her. And I have to pick them up every Sunday and listen to my kids talk about playing with the girl that he cheated on me with. This is awful. This is awful. It's grieving the loss of someone that's still alive to me is more difficult because I've been on both ends. To me, it's harder to grieve someone that's still alive versus someone that's dead, because you finally get to its acceptance quicker when you know they're dead. But when someone not physically, but mentally hurts you and you go through a divorce and you have to face that person every single weekend to drop your kids off, difficult. And I'm telling you right now, you can sit it out. And you do need time to grieve. You've got to go through the whole grieving process, just like I do with my brother. I have to go through the whole grieving process. First, I'm just crying, upset. Then I go through, the hurt and the loss of him. Then I go through being ticked off. And then I go through acceptance. And then something happens and I have to start all over again through the grief. Like right now, I'm having to go through the whole grievance. This has been going on for 7 years. It's not something new, but I'm grieving the loss, starting all over again. I've already come to acceptance, and then something else happens and I have to start all over again. I get tired of it. I get so tired of it. And I'm sure you do too, because you're like, God, I can't get over this. Like, I literally cannot get over this. You just have to start over. And when you sit it out and you allow yourself to stay in the bed and be sad and be upset, when you go and try to dance and make a difference in someone's life, like Easton's or some other kid's life, or it doesn't even have to be a kid, it can be in another adult. There's so many people that grieve, parents that grieve their kids being an addict, or just loving on them a minute, and go, you know what? I understand. And I went through 2.5 years of Al-Anon to learn how to take care of myself and how to separate myself from this addiction, because it consumes you. It consumes you. I mean, and it doesn't just affect one person. Addiction is a family disease. It is a family disease. It doesn't just affect you. It infects the entire family. Just a minute. And so does divorce. Divorce doesn't just affect the mom and dad. It affects your mom, your dad, your kids, your aunts, it affects everybody, because then they have to grieve the loss of the divorce. And yesterday, I was, I guess I was feeling sorry for myself. Oh, I don't have any mascara on. I miss my lashes, just saying. But I don't think laying on the floor with the pigs, I need to have lashes. What was I going to say? I don't know if I made sense when I said that when I get under a lot of stress, I go to children's books. When I go to the Christian bookstore, I did buy this book, The 7 Love Languages, just because I want to be a better wife. Like, with this whole balance thing, sometimes I give Leroy more attention than I give Shane. just saying. And I need to be a better wife. And so the love language, I've talked about that there's different love languages. And I'm really trying to learn Shane's love languages so that I'm a better wife. So I bought this simply for that. But this whole devotion book, I feel like if you have grandkids or you have kids that an elephant on my chest, I'm sure as a grandparent or a parent, you felt like you've had an elephant on your chest. And this is a wonderful way to explain depression and anxiety and how to deal with it so that the child does not feel alone. Because often a child doesn't know what anxiety means. My dad does not know what anxiety means. When I tell him that he has anxiety, he looks at me like I have 4 horns on my head, because he's never been through counseling. He's never like been diagnosed. He doesn't know how to explain the pacing of the floor. Like tomorrow's the doctor's appointment, and we're going to go without eating. We're going to go in and out the door 455 times tomorrow until we leave the house. We're going to sit in the living room ready to go at 6 o'clock in the morning when we don't have to leave till 9. He's going to sit there, be ready to go at 9. And every time I walk outside, he's going to jump because he's going to think it's time to go. And I'm going to be like, just. And the last time that I took him to the doctor appointment was not till 3:30. Y'all, I was like, I cannot deal with this today. So his butt is getting in the car at 10 o'clock in the morning. And me and him are going to ride around so I can help him with his anxiety, because he doesn't know how to talk about it. And so you might be that person that you don't know how to talk about your anxiety. Like you don't know, like you haven't figured yourself out enough yet to go, why do I feel the way I feel? You know how me and you break things down each Monday and Wednesday? We break what's happening. We have to break it down. I hope to teach you to break things down. And I hope to teach you to like with my dad, I'm like, okay, Judy, these are your choices. These are your choices. You have a doctor's appointment at 3:30. You know, anxiety is going to kick in high gear tomorrow. We're not eating. We're not talking. We're pacing the floor. So what are you going to do? It's going to drive you crazy. So what are you going to do, Judy? Let's break it down. How can you help him? Talking does not help. Tried it. Trying to get him to eat does not help. I've tried it. So I had to break it down and get into his shoes to figure out how he handles his anxiety. So what he cannot handle afternoon appointments. We cannot do that. We have to go first thing in the morning, because if not, we're pacing the floor all day long, not eating. So I said, I'm going to get him out of the house so that he can't pace and he can get his mind off of it. So that morning, his 3:30 appointment, we left this house at 9:30, I think it was. I took him to breakfast. You know how I told you he loves breakfast? Well, taking him to breakfast, he ate. So I was like, okay, on doctor's appointments day, I cannot get him to eat here. He is not eating here. But I've learned that if I physically get him in the car and go to Denny's, he will eat. So those are the things that I have to do to make him okay. So I got in the car, took him to Denny's. We ate. So then I'm like, okay, Judy, well, it's now it's 11 o'clock. Like, what are you going to do until 3:30? So I was like, what would he like? So you know what I did? I took him down memory lane. Okay. I got him in the car and I drove to the house that me and him grew up, not me and him, me and my brothers grew up in when he first met my mother. So I took him to the house. I was like, remember this house? And he was like, yes. So then he started reminiscing about, I remember when your mom was little and I went to this house with your because he knew my mom when she was little. And we went to this house and da 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 da. And so then he began to be happy reminiscing about his childhood. So I sat there and listened through the whole thing, you know, and then I took him, remember this restaurant? You and Mama used to go to this restaurant all the time. And like, it was Costa's Barbecue, okay? And I'm like, remember this? And then he starts telling, and he's smiling because he's remembering. I remember one time your mama went in there and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, but I'm taking, and I, you know, I'm enjoying it because he's smiling. It's better than sitting here watching him going in and out of the house 500 times. So I looked at him when we were headed to the doctor's office. And I spent from 9:30 to 3:30 literally wasting a tank of gas, driving him around because he does not want to get out of the car. He is not getting out of the car to go shopping. I I forgot. I took him somewhere and he was sitting in the car. Oh, we went to this Western store because I was going to look at some shirts for Shane. And he goes, I'm just going to sit in the car. And I was like, okay, this is not working. This is not working at all. Because I was trying to get his mind off things. So I thought, well, he'll go into the store with me. No, no, mm-mm, mm-mm. He's not going into the store. So at that point, I could have set it out and go, he freaking gets on my nerves. I cannot get him to get out of the car. Appointments at 3:30. Could be out here, doing tours, making money for the animals, but instead I'm trying to deal with him. But I didn't. I was like, okay, this is not about me. This is not about my needs. I was trying to break it down and go, what does he need? He needs to get in the car, and he calls it loafing. I've never heard that term a day in my life, but he calls it, I want to go loafing. And loafing means he just wants to get in the car and drive. I don't understand it, but I'm going to do it because there's going to be a day that I can't go loafing with him. Okay. So that's what I have to do. And that's what I call dancing, is thinking outside the box and going, okay, today's not about you, Judy. Today is about him. And what are you going to do to get him to dance? Because he ain't a dancer, y'all. He is not a dancer at all. He's going to sit it out and he's going to feel sorry for himself. And learning how to get him to dance has been one of the most difficult things. Sometimes it's hard for me to figure out how to get you to dance. Okay. Like, how do I get you to dance? How do I get you off the couch and go dance? How do I get you out of your bed? How do I do that? And so, like, often I have to learn how to get you to dance because I can't figure him out. And sometimes I can't figure you out, and all of you have different personalities. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe this will teach him to dance. Maybe. And I'm going to end with this because it's 8:00. I'm going to end with this. I can't put mascara on, y'all. I just can't do it. This week on Facebook, I hit 26,000 people. And this week on YouTube, I'm close to 16,000. And I posted on YouTube yesterday, and I posted on Facebook a couple of days before that I can remember when I was young, we had a stereo in the living room. And in our living room was a big open window, and we lived on a busy street. And I would open up the curtains and I would turn the radio full blast and I would dance in the living room, and I would pretend like I was the instructor, like I was Janet Jackson. Like I was Janet Jackson on stage, and I'd be like, control. And I would be like trying to teach the people behind me that weren't there how to do a dance routine. I can remember dancing in my living room doing that. And then I can remember, like in high school, I was on the dance line and I was head valorette. So I remember like I would teach the dance routines to the 20 valorettes that were on the team. Like I was in charge of the team. And then I became a aerobic instructor, and I'd have 20 plus people in my class. And I would I would make up a step routine, and I would teach them step, and I would break it down and have music playing. Is like I've done that my whole life. And I talked about my dream was to dance in the middle of New York on Broadway. And that dream didn't happen. Here I am in Coleman, Alabama in overalls. And I was like, when I broke it down, I was like, oh my gosh, I do dance in New York. Like there was a lady from New York right here. She just sent me some money. And I'm like, I do dance in New York. It's just that when I envisioned dancing, I was thinking about moving my legs. My hair. I was thinking about moving my legs and actually teaching you to dance. But as I've gotten older, I have severe arthritis, and I had to get out of the gym. It was depressing. I've been in the gym my entire life. I've always worked out. My whole life. Like that was my connection. When I would move places, I would meet people in the gym. Okay. That life had to change as I've gotten older and had arthritis. Weights, heavy weights, and all that jarring, we don't get along anymore. Okay. So I had to learn to dance in a different way. I had to learn to dance to a different tune. Okay. And as I hit the 26,000 this week, it was like God opened my eyes that I am dancing. I'm dancing. Two people from, one lady was from Germany, one lady was from the Netherlands. And I'm like, I am dancing more than I ever have danced in my entire life now. And it's because there's 92 people here to show up to learn how to dance. And you guys listen to me, and you send me messages all the time telling me how you dance. You know, I felt like dancing today. Let me tell you what I did. And it's like life-changing stories to learn how, because you guys, when you guys share with me how you danced for the day, it gives me out. I'm like, oh, let me tell you what Susan did. Susan danced like this, and that was great. That was a wonderful testimony, because, you know, she couldn't make a difference in her family's life, but she went and made a difference in someone else's life. You know, like those are the things that, like, we're learning to dance together. And I thought in my mind, I'm like, God, how have I missed this? How have I missed that I'm still dancing? Like, I'm literally living my dream. I'm literally dancing in the middle of New York without physically being there. But God has put me in this place on this platform for Facebook and YouTube for us to grow together, to get more dancers, because we're all in this together. We're all the same. At the end of the day, whatever you deal with, whatever you struggle with, me too. Me too. I'm no different from y'all. But together, we can dance and learn the same routine and go make a difference in someone's life. And I thank you to the almost 16,000 people on YouTube. Gosh, you guys are so wonderful to me. You watch my videos. You help me pay for my feed. You guys send me stars and cute earrings in the mail. You help me keep going. When you show up and you're here, you help me keep going. You think you're sitting it out, but when you show up in the mornings, you're helping me. You don't realize it. You think, oh, I'm just sitting here on the couch. No, you're showing up to dance. You're showing up to help me continue to talk and continue to share my testimonies. You guys are dancing. You guys are learning the routine. I've learned how to dance, and you guys are listening to me with my testimony, and you guys are showing up wherever you live, and being on social media, you're showing up. And that's what I call dancing. Okay? I love you guys. My eyes look a train wreck because I did a little bit of crying today. My eyelashes look terrible because I got saggy eyelids and it gets my mascara everywhere. But today we're not going to be negative. We're going to go, hey, Judy, you look great. Judy, your hair looks good. Don't worry about your eyelashes because you got cute earrings on, okay? And today we're going to make a difference. Kayla, we're going to make a difference in these people's lives. And Kayla's never been on a field trip today, and she's fixing to get what I get every day. And that's a blessing because people are so kind. All right, guys, I hope that I said something that set within you. I hope that if you feel like I do and are overwhelmed and need to work on your balance, figure out yourself. Break yourself down. What do I need to figure out how to dance? Why am I in left field? Why am I not getting my butt out of bed, taking a shower, and getting ready? Why am I not doing this? What about my life do I need to change? Let me write it down one by one and start checking off the list how you fix yourself one at a time. check it off and go, okay, I'm not getting out of the bed because of this. All right, well, how am I going to fix it? I got to the point where I had to force myself out of bed. Hated every second of it. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to get up. I don't. Shane helped me with that. Sometimes we need help to get out of the bed. Sometimes we need some encouragement, and you've got to figure out how to get that. I was able to do that through Shane, because that joker gets up at 5:30 every morning and I want to pop him in the head. But in the long run, he helps me get up. So you got to figure out, what's going to help you dance. Why are you staying up late? Why are you staying up all night and then can't get up in the mornings? Fix it. Write it down. What is keeping me from not being balanced? Because part of being balanced is having 8 hours sleep. Why are you, what are you having to do to get yourself to go to sleep? To get your mind off the stressful things. If it's something toxic, you're not just hurting yourself. You're hurting your entire family. Write it down. What keeps you from going to bed on time? What keeps you from not being able to get up? What keeps you from smiling? What keeps you from not, whatever it is, whatever that problem looks like, it can be fixed. But only you have the power. Only you have the power to fix it. Because you saying to your mom, well, your problem is blah, 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 blah. You've just pissed her off, and she has to figure it out herself, or your daughter or your son or whatever has to figure it out themselves. Only you have the power to fix you. I love you guys. Okay, you have two choices today, right? You can sit it out or you can dance. And today is Wednesday, hump day. And today I hope you dance. I'll see you next Monday.